Welcome back to my channel. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Last Tuesday of 2025. Thank you so much for subscribing, liking, and commenting. I absolutely love and adore every one of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So the first card out we have is the Strength. Now, before the reading, I asked my spiritual team what cards will come out for this reading, and I'm giving them carte blanche to, you know, show me any cards. So we have Strength and Seven of Pentacles. I'm going to pick 3 cards from this deck and 3 cards from another deck, is what they told me to do. And Nine of Swords. Okay, so we're going to pick other cards from this deck. Whoa, Queen of Swords popped right out. Thank you, spiritual team. Nine of Swords, Queen of Swords, Nine of Swords. Oh, 2 Nine of Swords. Well, that's incredible. And Death and Rebirth. Nice. Okay. Let's see what the story is going to be today for you. Strength. You're coming out with strength. Awesome. Absolutely beautiful. Kind and compassionate. You have ego strength, which tells me that you've healed your ego, your unhealthy ego, right? Triumph of love over hate. Yes. Harmony, vision, fortitude, courage, and power. Strength is the picture is the lady is putting her hand into the lion's mouth. That is strength. Number 8, that is all about abundance. So strength, you are kind and compassionate. You always live your life, excuse me, love over hate, right? Harmony, vision, fortitude, courage, and power. Very courageous in whatever you're doing. Very courageous. I don't know what that is, but you need a lot of strength to do it in your life, right? You need kindness and compassion and harmony and vision and fortitude, to keep going day after day after day. What would that be for you? Courage and power. I'm getting a story of you're out there helping homeless people. You do need courage and power to do that, right? You need strength because honestly, it's so grim to go out and help other people that are homeless, right? Maybe you're giving them tents and sleeping bags and you're buying them lunches or something, but you need love, right? Over hate. You need vision, kindness, and compassion, fortitude to go and do it the next day. It must be very, I want to say, draining. It must be very sad and depressing and very wishing that you could change their lives, knowing that you can't, but you can just do what you can do, right? You can only do what you can do. Seven of Pentacles. Investments. Invested a lot of time and energy. Yes, you invest a lot of time and energy. Now I'm using the storyline as you're going out and helping homeless people, okay? Can be any storyline, whatever is in your life. You're reaping the harvest. Maybe you're asking other people to donate funds so that you can purchase socks and clothing for homeless people. You're reflecting on where you were last year. Maybe you were doing a job that you absolutely, was okay, but it didn't have your heart and soul in it, right? So now you're working for a nonprofit, maybe on your lunch hour you go out and you help other people who are less fortunate, right? You're planning and you like to work a lot. You work, you make an income, but you've set aside so much of your income to give back to other people. The Nine of Swords. Some days I believe you feel like you might have an anxiety or panic attack, like should I be giving so much of my time and my energy and my resources to people who I know can't, do anything for me, right? And sometimes you blame yourself. You're like, why do you have to be like that? You feel, a lot of times you don't sleep, right? But you have to think about you're doing God's work, right? You really are. You're doing God's work. You're helping those who are less fortunate, right? You're setting aside some money that you set aside each week from your paycheck. You're buying food, you're buying socks, you're buying clothing, you're helping them with tents and I want to say sleeping bags, maybe a rain jacket, a heavy coat for winter. You're doing God's work. And, honestly, everybody should be doing that for other people, right? So don't let that bother you so much. Number 9 is release. I want you to release all of that negative energy, that is trying to hold on to you, right? Just release it and let it go, okay? Just release it and let it go. And the Queen of Swords, you're up in your thoughts, right? As the queen that you are, because you embody strength, lots and lots of strength to do what you do. Not a lot of people do what you do, right? Because not a lot of people have the strength to do that day in and day out, right? But I believe when you do God's work, you're also being blessed. You're being blessed, whether you realize it or not, right? But when you sit back, see, she's like sitting back and contemplating, and she's listening to her intuition, right? I believe you're doing the same thing. When you do that, you can listen to your spiritual team say to you, oh my gosh, we're so proud of you, right? We're so proud of you. And I believe that the Nine of Swords again, just like Nine of Swords here, right? You're blaming yourself, but I believe that you're starting to forgive yourself, right? I'm sorry I had that outlook. You know, yes, of course, I want to help other people. Like I said, I set aside maybe, $50 a week to help other people, and I go and buy them what $50 will, whether it's 2 sleeping bags or 4 lunches or whatever it is, right? Maybe it's 10 packages of socks, who knows, right? But you're doing what you can. And I believe you're releasing all of the pent up energy of, being haunted by the loss of your $50. But like I said, you know, you're doing God's work, right? And there are rewards for that, right? And soon enough, you will see them in your life. And the last card is death and rebirth. Yes, a death and rebirth. You are having a death and rebirth in your life because you are letting go of the thoughts of, oh, maybe I should keep this money to myself. And now you're having a rebirth of, I'm so glad I chose to do this because I'm a giver and I like to help other people out, right? And I realize that, yes, I am doing God's work every day, and I'm proud of myself for that, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. I allow myself to let go of the past in order to add energy and new beginnings, right? You do. You have to have the death of whatever that is for you. Let go of the past and have new beginnings in your life, right? Cycles of transformation, rebirth, transition, change, new beliefs, newfound awareness, right? Endings, a symbolic death, an initiation process. Yes, you're understanding that, okay, I'm going to let go of the way I was thinking before in the Nine of Swords. I'm going to be appreciative that, hey, I'm so fortunate. I'm so glad I have $50 every week I can set aside so I can help other people out, right? I'm so fortunate to have that. And I'm going to look at it that way. And every time that I help someone out, guess what? I rack up good karma, more good karma for myself each week. Good karma, good karma, good karma, good karma, right? That's like the universe recognizing what you're doing. You're doing God's work. You're helping other people out, and you're doing it um, with a joyful heart, right? So that you don't come back to yourself and feel like this. Oh, why did I do that? I shouldn't have done that. I'm so stupid. Do you know what I mean? You're not feeling like this anymore. You've got a new perspective, I want to say. You've got a new lease on life. You have a new lease on how you're thinking, right? So you're having the death of being upset with yourself for spending $50 a week for helping other people. And your rebirth is, I'm so glad I'm helping other people. I'm helping other people. I am bettering their life, even if it's just a little bit. You're still bettering their life, right? And you're bettering your life also. So it's a win win situation. It's a win for other people who you're helping, it's a win for yourself, right? So that was a beautiful reading. Thank you so much, spiritual team. Could I have one card? Okay, entitlement. Why do you believe that you deserve benefits and privileges that you haven't earned or worked for? Well, I believe right now this is someone else coming to you, asking you, why do you believe that you deserve benefits and privileges that you haven't earned or worked for? And you're saying to that person, listen, yeah, I have earned it. I work my Monday through Friday job, right? I set aside money for other people and I help them out. Yes, I do deserve the benefits. I deserve the benefits of helping other people out. I'm doing God's work, right? God shows me the benefits that I get. I think this is coming from someone who's jealous, someone who just needs to, you know, get their foot out of their mouth and go and maybe help you out, right? They need a little taste of your medicine, is what I want to say. You know, they need to stop feeling like they need to. I feel like this is a person who judges other people. Why do you believe that you deserve it? Yeah, you do deserve it. And you've done your due diligence. You do work for your stuff. You do work for your money, right? Plus you are helping other people out, and that is so beautiful and courageous and filled with I want to say filled with strength, right? That was a beautiful reading. Thank you, spiritual team. That was a very different reading. I've never read that before. That was really incredible. Thank you to you. I'm proud of you. I really am, and very happy for you. If you do go out and do God's work, whatever that is for you, you know, whatever that is in your story of life, right? So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for listening. Happy New Year, everyone. 2026 is going to be absolutely fantastic for everybody, I believe. And I love and appreciate all of you so much. Be safe out there, okay? And take care.